Turn off the. Is the Bowie too loud?
Is it? Oh yeah, so, I'd be good actually if we.
You can just hit
press the space bar.
The space bar. Yeah.
Oh,
there we go.
brilliant stuff.
It's not good.
Oh, Bowie,
Great
interestingly. That's what was the
Yeah.
your name, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Sweethead
Exactly.
is
That's how we start all the interviews.
But
Bowie in the background.
what is it the B-side to? That's what...
Ziggy Stardust.
Okay.
It was supposed to be on the album, but it was way too vulgar to be released. So they said, nope, no releasing.
So it didn't come out till like mid '90s when they
When
remastered
they
all the.
repackaged all the
all the
Bowie
stuff.
stuff, and we heard it, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna name a band after that. So,
It's a great name.
Right stuff. So what? I mean, how did the whole idea for this band come about? And
well, Troy is a brilliant guitar player. He'll never say that. He always does that. And I always wanted to work with him, but he's in Queens, and I mean, he's always been in bands, and it just so happened that Josh was taking a break to do them Crooked Vultures, and so we said, okay, let's do it. It's time. So we put everything together last December, and just have gone from there. So and now we are having so much fun. It's gonna keep going. So.
So when, and obviously you've had one album. When did the album come out?
In November, actually.
So you're touring off
Well,
the
it,
back
was,
of
it,
this.
it kind of came out different spots in Europe and the UK.
Yeah, as late as
mostly
like
released over-
November
Yeah.
30th or something. Yeah.
And we decided to do things over here. I mean, we haven't even released it in the States yet. So.
It doesn't come out till March in the States. So
But
it's
you know,
crazy.
but having things kicked off here just seemed like the right thing to do because of all the time I've spent here, with Queens and stuff. So.
and
And the food's good
reception-wise-
here now
Yeah.
too. So.
The food.
Yes, I'm
Really? Because a lot of Americans always slag off our English
Oh,
cuisine,
come on,
so that's
no.
really nice to hear.
Actually,
No, I love eating.
What's your favourites of the dishes?
Well, I'm vegetarian, so you guys sort of got more sensitive to my folks, and I can get veggie burgers everywhere, and so I'm happy.
But,
Vegetable curry's always good.
Yes.
And the curries are delectable here.
I haven't
Also,
eaten yet.
breakfast.
Well, I
Getting
think
into-
the Americans do the best breakfasts personally. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, we've kind of like become accustomed to the English breakfast.
With the veggie sausage,
The veggie
and
sausage.
the baked beans, I love it.
Yeah.
Baked beans.
Vegetarian as well, or
What's that?
you vegetarian as well?
I
He's
eat
a
fish, so
fishitarian.
I go into fish and chips land too quite a bit.
Yeah,
So
national
it's-
dish actually.
It's funny you're saying that the album's been out in Europe and stuff, it's just not coming out in the States. How do you find the different reactions then? I mean, from the English audiences, because obviously you've been touring around the country this week and stuff.
Yeah, I think it depends on the city. Like Oxford, they tend to be a certain way, which is more they watch you.
It's a university town, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you go to like Birmingham, they went
Birmingham
crazy.
seems like a rock
and-
and roll town.
Yeah, and it just depends. So I don't think you can say, all English audiences. It depends on the city. And like Blackpool, they were very quiet and like respectful, and then I go, wow, and they were quiet for them Crooked Vultures too. And so then I go, wow, they didn't like us, and then I've never got so much response via the internet. So it's just like in person, they just clap quickly. It's almost like Japan or something, like they, and then they just study you. So, and then, but you go to some place like Italy and they go crazy, and Germany and all that, So it's different. It's definitely, towns take on their own personalities.
Oh, apparently Portsmouth, you've played Portsmouth. No, they're
Yes.
supposed to be quite mental down there. I don't know how you
Yeah,
found
I'm
them.
trying, I keep confusing that
I
with
like
Plymouth.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the second gig that we did here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the second time I've played there. I played there with the Queens before too, and it's funny. I played there on Halloween with the Queens, and we were the only ones who dressed up.
Oh, really?
Burn.
So
Yeah, we don't really
Silly.
go in
You
for
don't really
it
go
over
for it.
here. We don't have Halloween isn't such a
Yeah,
big deal
it's
as it is in
not
the
big.
States.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you guys will learn.
So what are you expecting from our town, London tonight?
well, this is like our
Yeah.
5th time here this
Yeah.
year, so hopefully that finally getting around to like getting used to us being here as much as we are. I hope I hope for a really loud response.
And I've been told I'm not allowed to walk to the edge of the stage, so I'm all bummed about that.
Yeah, she
We'll
likes
see.
to touch the people.
Yeah, just
Yeah, I'm
it's
sure they'll like to
sound.
touch you too.
It's,
So
there's sound and lighting issues. The sound, I'll pick up the PA and my mic, and so I'm bummed about that. But
I just have to go to a
Yeah.
little pub or something.
Well, I mean, that's usually what we play here. We played the Borderline here.
Oh,
We've
wow,
played
yes.
which was
Great
so
venue.
fun.
Water
Great
Rats.
venue. So
Great
one
venue,
and
year.
also the garage, you know.
I loved
We've
Water
done our
Rats.
fair share of cool, you know, club gigs,
Yeah.
and so this will be the second time we play a bigger venue opening up. For,
Do you prefer them? So, I mean, a lot of artists I speak to, you know, when you ask them like a big crowd or an intimate venue, a lot of people say you like to see the whites of people's eyes.
Oh, yeah,
So you kind of
no.
like, what? How do you feel with smaller?
I think
Of course, everyone loves that, you know.
I think it depends, you know. There's good and bad things about both, you know. Like festivals are you know, people
Yeah.
are 20 feet away, and
It's
that's a
still
little
fun.
impersonal, but it's kind of a challenge to pull them in, and I think we like that, you know.
You can win new people over. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know,
right.
some bands are sort of, I know it was New Young Pony Club, saying they judge festival appearances how many, not how many people come in, but how many people you lose during.
That's
during
the
the
Right.
whole
set.
thing. You
Yeah.
want to hold them and you want to bring them in.
Yeah.
So doing that, you know, you have to put yourself out more,
Mhm.
put on more of a performance, you know. But you know, club shows are hot and sweaty, and you're right there in the shit with everybody, and that's
Yeah.
just plain fun.
Okay, now I'm breaking my Sweethead cherry tonight. I've never seen you guys live, so I'm really looking forward to it. But I was reading about you, Serena. You've been compared to Chrissy Hind. Would you say that was a fair comparison? Is she a hero of yours?
You know, sadly, it's like he likes the Pretenders. Everybody,
Yeah, I'm a
it
huge
was
fan of
strange. I missed out on the whole Chrissy Hynde thing. Like, I'm not a big Pretenders fan. I'm just not. But I think she's brilliant. So I think I'm gonna go there. You know, sadly, it's like a lot of my vocal heroes are men. And I feel bad, but
That's
then
awful.
but saying that, I love Shirley Manson. I just got to meet her the other night. Oh my
She's very, very
yeah, she's so cool and nice, and I love her.
Starstruck.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. It's like I'm from Los Angeles, so we're kind of, you know, we're not supposed to ever get
Used to the
starstruck,
playing game.
but it is weird. I had another moment I met Robert Plant almost, and John Paul Jones goes, Serena, come here, I want you to meet Robert, and I went, no, I can't. And I'm like, nice to meet you.
Is there anyone that you would just be way too nervous about meeting? Both of you?
Bowie. I mean, even oh god, I just would feel like such a asshole. I would just be like, nah, nah. I
Just
was
like me and Dave just now.
Oh god. Oh, he's a pussycat.
I know, but I just
yeah.
went, oh my god, Dave! And he must have thought, oh my god.
He's.
He's a
I
pussycat.
don't know about myself. I like to
Jimmy
try and
Page.
well, of course I learned everything I know from playing it along with Zeppelin records. So meeting like John Paul Jones, it wasn't nerve wracking at all. Even though I hold him in very high esteem, he's the
So
sweetest,
cool.
nicest, most
Nicest guy.
down to earth dude. So it just depends, you know. I mean,
But
you never
should
know
we tell
until
him
you
the funny
meet them.
story? So he went up and jammed with them just during sound check, and so John Paul Jones is looking at you, and you're like, "Oh no, it's like a blues thing." And you're like,
I'm
"Everything
like,
I've ripped
"Sorry."
off from you."
Yeah, I'm playing what
Yeah.
basically what Jimmy Page taught me to play. So sorry, it's
Yeah.
He's like, "I gotta go there."
It's fine.
But even I suppose an established artist like him must still feel quite honoured at that.
Well, I think
He
so.
likes to talk about Zepp a bit.
He's
yeah.
definitely, you know, it's inspiring to meet someone like that you have, you know, that you know is a legend, and they still are excited about playing music, and that's just
Big
that's
deal.
how I want to roll when I'm that.
Yeah, I mean, sort of now, you know, the excitement is that sort of regenerated within yourself for the band.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, songwriting wise, how does that sort of all work then?
It just depends. We don't have any set sort of way. Sometimes, you know, she'll have something or I'll have something, and sometimes our bass player will come in with a riff. Sometimes we'll just be in a room and things just come out. It just really depends on how the song, you know, finds its way out of you.
A
And,
lot
you
of
know,
different birthing methods for
Yeah.
songs. Yes.
and,